Team United is a soccer team in the DC, Maryland, and Virginia area and a participant in the Maryland Major Soccer League. Today, I'm excited to interview Philip Odango, who is the manager and head coach of Team United. We are going to find out more about the team and its culture of giving many young men an opportunity and a chance to express their athletic abilities through playing a sport they love. Welcome on the panel right now, Philip, and thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me, Jack.
Hey, I heard you went to High Point High School.
Yes, I did. I went there in 1995 to 1999.
Wow. So I was before you. I went there 5 years ahead of you. So hey, great to connect with you back again through my buddy George here. And let's go right ahead. And the first thing I want to ask you is, Philip, tell me a little bit about yourself and how you became the manager and head coach of Team United.
Okay, so I'm originally from East Africa, Kenya. Came in 1995 and went to High Point High School, and where I was able to play for High Point High School for the 3 years that I was there. We got to win a county championship, and then after that, I was able to go to Prince George's Community College, where I was able to play for Prince George's Community College for 2 years. While I was there is where I met Clive Williamson, who is the team owner of this team. He organized and formed the team in 1998, and thereafter, 1 year later, is when I was able to join him. Clive Williamson was a big impact to our team because he's the one that got me to go into this team, welcome me as a student and a player, and he was able to help us grow, and he was like a mentor to me. Unfortunately, Clive Williamson died 4 years ago, and during that time, before he died, I was the one that used to help him with everything as far as being an assistant coach. And during his funeral, when we were there, I was a part of his eulogy, and we got to see how many players were there that he helped bring up, basically. And for that reason, I decided to take over the team and continue his legacy. And from there, that's what I've been doing until now. Basically, what I try to do is help these kids be what I was. And basically, Clive was like a father to us and a few other soccer players that came from Prince George's community that now are at a higher level. Two of them ended up playing at MLS level. So he's the reason that I'm here.
With such big shoes to fill, did you know when given the chance you could do a great job taking over the team?
At first, I did not, because it was such a big shoes to fill. Clive was a major impact person to us because when we were growing up, when we were in college, he was an X-ray technician, and we used to like when he used to come with his BMW, and we used to be like, man, Clive, we want to be like you. And that's what pushed us to go to school, try to get our degrees. And so I felt like it was going to be a big shoe to fill because it was Clive and couldn't replace him. But I have tried my best to fill those shoes the best I can.
I'm sure Clive is going to be proud of you. What drives you to keep mentoring the young men that play for you?
Well, I used to be that kid. I used to be that kid that Clive came up and welcomed us to his team. At the time when I was a kid, I used to go to school, couldn't afford buying books, couldn't afford maybe gas in my car, and Clive was there for me. And that's what I want to do for these kids. My motto basically is paying it forward. I always encourage these kids, you know what, you don't have to worry about anything when you come to play for Team United. Just come and put your heart out and play your best. And that's what I try to offer these kids, and not for them to have this is like a safe haven for them. So when they come, all they have to do is come, put on their jersey, their shoes, and play. And so me knowing where I came from and what Clive did for me is what I'm trying to do for these kids.
I can hear so much love from you talking about your life coach, your ultimate mentor and friend. And I think in life you have to have someone you trust, someone you look up to. I'm the same way. I have a life coach, a business partner of mine now. It has been a long journey for me as well. That I look back 2.5 decades ago, where I came from when I was a broke little kid. But I was able to shadow under his a wing, and eventually, I recreated myself and learned a lot from him, and ultimately, I became who I am today. So I hear a lot of love, a lot of gratitude from you to Clive, and that's the same way for me to my mentor, to my life coach. If there's one thing you learn from Clive, and I'm sure you learn a lot from him, what would that one thing be?
Be there for kids, man. A lot of times these kids don't have people to look up to. As far as people who go to school, sometimes you don't have that father figure. And that's what I try to be. I try to be their father figure, try to be their friend, try to be their advisor, and also a role model. Sometimes it's hard to find those role models out here. So I try to be that. Something that Clive did for me.
Okay. Now, you're dealing with a lot of kids. I'm dealing with a lot of adult kids. If you know what I'm saying, I run a big sales organization. Lots of people I'm dealing with. Some of them are easy to deal with. Some of them are extremely difficult to deal with. Some of them are very coachable. Some of them are not so coachable. Some of them are extremely humble. Some of them wanting to be humble, but not there yet. Some of them could be very arrogant, right? So we're dealing with a lot of people. So what you do and what I do is very similar in that aspect as a coach. I'm the coach to my sales organization. You're the coach to the soccer team. Oh, by the way, I picked one of this old soccer shirt that I pulled out. I gotta wear this today to talk to you. You know what I mean? And match the interview, right? So I guess my question, Philip, is what challenges have you had to deal with as a manager, coach of the team?
It's been a lot of challenges. As you say, you have a lot of people that you have to deal with. You have to deal with different moods that every kid presents. We're in a chat group, a WhatsApp chat group that every day I'm like, hey kids, how many are gonna show up to the game? We have a check-in list, and it's very hard to get all these kids to check in. But you can see them on Instagram posting videos, but when it comes to WhatsApp and them trying to check in to say, hey coach, I'll be there for the game, that's one of the aspects that's very hard to get these guys to do. Communication, saying, hey, I can't come to the game today, coach. I never get that from them. I always try to say, hey guys, please, I know it's hard, but just let me know, communicate with me. That's one of the things I always have a challenge with. Finances, I think that's one of the biggest issues that I have as a coach. Trying to organize funds to get these teams into tournaments. That's one of the biggest challenges I have, but I have former players who come back and give back to helping me. So that helps out a lot sometimes.
Now, as a coach, as a manager, and as an entrepreneur like me, we all have to continue to improve what we do, right? So, what got you here might not get you there. That's one thing that I always share with my guys. What areas, or are there any areas you could improve on as the manager of the team?
Definitely.
To make 2022 a great one?
There is definitely a lot of things I could improve on. One of them, as my kids say, is my patience. It's very hard sometimes. As a player, I used to be very committed to my team. I used to be very demanding because I was good. So I want these kids to be good. So I always want them to be improving. And sometimes it gets emotional. I'm out there yelling, telling them, hey, you need to do this. I get passionate. And that's one thing they always try to tell me, hey, Phil, chill, calm down. It's just a game. But I don't know, because I'm very competitive, it's hard for me to chill. So I've been trying to do this sometimes, just sit on the corner and not say anything. But as a passionate soccer player, it's very hard sometimes. But that's one of the things I need to improve on, is to be calmer and more understanding to where these kids are. You never know what they're going through. So sometimes coming with my attitude and demanding this from them, not knowing what they just faced, they do a lot coming to the games. Some don't have rides, and just for them to come there, I should be appreciative and say, you know what, this is just a game, and I should tone it down and try to understand these kids.
Yeah, I think you hit right on the target. Having empathy, I guess that's what you're trying to explain, is extremely important, and I could not agree with you more. As I am growing as a leader, as a person, as a human being, sometimes what we want might not be what other people want, right? What we commit to do, I think could be good for my guys, but they might not think it's good for them. So I think we come from a standpoint of understanding where they're coming from and simply there to assist of what their dreams about, what they want to achieve, and we're there to help them instead of motivating them, forcing them to do what they might not want to do at the moment. I think it's the key as being a coach. Would you agree?
I would agree, yes, Jack.
Okay. What do you hope to achieve in the long run with this young man and with Team United?
As a team, I'm hoping that we get to win championships. A few years back, actually, when Clive passed away, that year, everybody dedicated the team, dedicated the year for him, for us to try and win a championship. We went all the way to the finals, and unfortunately, we lost in the penalties. And that's been 4 years now since he's passed away. So that's one big achievement I want to do, is win a championship as a team. As for the kids, I want to try to keep mentoring them to be good. Right now, a lot of these kids are in college. One thing that we try to do is, as a tradition, what Clive used to do is we used to encourage them to graduate. And every time these kids are graduating, we always recognize them, because it's a big achievement to get a degree. And Clive's tradition used to be to get them a champagne bottle as a gift to show them that, hey, we appreciate what you do. And I always recognize them in the WhatsApp group, or even before a game. I say, hey guys, let's clap for this kid because he's graduated, and this is something that's not easy to do. So we always try to get that as something to a point across for these guys to keep doing.
Philip, thank you again for coming on today. I wish Team United very soon here to win a final championship. I'm voting for you guys. I believe in your cause. I believe in your heart. I believe in what you do to the next generation of young kids. And therefore, I, as the founder of Just Wish Foundation, I would love to make a big donation to help you guys to buy some equipments for your soccer team. And thank you so much. And may God bless your team and what you do, and continue to help the next generation of kids to become the best version of themselves. All right?
Thank you very much, Jack. Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
All right, take care. See you next time, buddy.